Why I was wrong about Ryan Reynolds. January 24th, 10 a.m. It's San Diego. I went for a run. It's just a beautiful, way too hot day. I thought that he was the kind of weak husband behind this hysterical Blake Lively, but now it's come out that he's actually the villain. He's actually the abuser. And I'm going to call it emotional abuser in his relationship. I was married to a guy who was emotionally neglectful. I've never been abused, but there are all kinds of ways to be abusive in a relationship. I actually think emotional neglect is a type of abuse. It's not like narcissist or controlling. But I think Ryan Reynolds is controlling, and this is why. Yesterday, Candace, who I follow on Twitter, let it be known that she wasn't posting anything yesterday because she was doing her final research on Macron's wife actually being a man. Can't wait for that to come out. And she said she was going to drop some truth bombs about the Reynolds, Lively, Baldoni case on her Instagram. Now, I'm not on Instagram, but I was able to read all of her Instagram posts on a video I saw on Twitter, which I can't find now. Other people have dropped various screenshots of it. What she's saying in there is that everything was going fine with the filming, and she talked to someone who was on the set of It Ends With Us. And what happened is after, I think it was after the dance scene or something, Ryan asked to see the script and he asked to see the dailies, and he got livid. And then he and Blake went into her trailer and had a huge fight that everyone heard. And after that, he was on the set a lot. He redirected or rewrote the rooftop scene. He got very involved. And because he did meet two of his longtime relationships, I mean, he met Scarlett Johansson and Blake Lively on a film set, so he does tend to fall in love on the film set. And apparently he saw the chemistry which Blake Lively felt with Justin, and he got extremely jealous. That's what started all this. He got extremely jealous. One of the other insiders that I follow, there are a couple different people on YouTube. One was used to be a casting director, one was an entertainment journalist. Like, they're all insiders. And apparently Ryan Reynolds is extremely controlling. Like, he wants his wife home and pregnant. He directs in minute detail every part of her appearance, where she goes, who she's with, because he needs her to always look perfect. Look at all the facelift she's done, all the face work she's done since the early days. She looks completely different. That's another thing about these celebrities. They're not born looking like that. They go under the knife to look like that, just so you know. And he is extremely jealous and controlling. I do not know what goes on behind closed doors. Who knows? But he is jealous and controlling. And now, whether Blake Lively actually had feelings for Justin, I don't know. But I can tell you, when I was married and I had little babies and I felt a little unattractive, my husband was ignoring me. It was nice to imagine other men interested in me. I never did anything about it. But when your own husband neglects you, whether you're pregnant or not, you start to miss the attention that you want from your husband. You transfer it onto someone else so easily. She could have innocently transferred her unmet emotional needs from her husband. I'm just a conjecture. I'm just like conjecture. From her husband, who was working a lot and very full of himself and very controlling, therefore emotionally unavailable, onto someone else. And the dance scene was so romantic. Maybe she did have feelings for him. In any case, Ryan got extremely jealous when he saw that, and there was a huge fight. And then I think he instigated the whole thing. He's the one that told their mutual PR firm, WME, it's either Baldoni or us. He's the one that was behind all the changes in the scene and all of it. He was behind it. I think he was the instigator, and I think that Ryan Reynolds is the harasser he's harassing his wife to make her go after this guy just because he's jealous. And he's harassing Justin Baldoni and everyone else. Now, what Candace also left in there is that Wayfarer, which is Justin Baldoni's production company, is funded by this billionaire, this very liberal billionaire who wants to give away $1 billion to philanthropic causes. And he's the one that is likely funding the lawsuit. So that's it. That's what's going on behind the scenes. And to save their image and their ego, now they're like trying to shut down anyone who wants to counter them. They're not used to this. See, Hollywood was always run by the PR firms, and the only way we as the public got access to what was going on with the celebrities was, through their PR spin. People magazine, the entertainment magazines, whatever they would leak to TMZ, they were in charge of the story. You had all these, gay actors, like, who was it? I forgot. Rock Hudson, who was gay, they kept it a secret. The mommy dearest woman, Joan Crawford, who was a narcissistic child abusing woman, they kept everything very secret, all the child abuse going on. But now that's done. That's what happened in the presidential campaign too, that social media has taken over the news. People are able to speak to us through the social media, and the Hollywood celebrities can no longer control their image and what we hear about them. So therefore, this is all coming out, and they're kind of falling from grace, so to speak. Now, I'm sure that Blake Lively wants to save her marriage. I'm guessing that she would rather have that kind of attention from her husband. My ex-husband was never jealous, and he never had any reason to be, but he wasn't. But I always wanted, even though I was emotionally neglected as a wife, we had our family life, like my ex-husband, the kids, and I, so I don't want to say it was all bad. But there was he was shut down emotionally when it came to any kind of romance, or he was shut down emotionally during sex also. So even though he was always respectful to me sexually, like he never did anything that I didn't like, there was no emotional, he turned off all of his emotions in the bedroom. I still don't know why, but the point being that that was very painful for me, but it never made me stop wanting to be his wife or have children with him. I'm just saying that I could see from her point of view that she really wanted her marriage to work, that she wants to please him and do what he wants. Maybe she's afraid of him. She's kind of a little bit catty and rude herself. But now they're stuck in this PR debacle, trying to fight something that they caused. So there's another, I'm going to put in the description a couple of the videos that I've watched, or the channels I've watched. There was one lady who was pretty good. She seemed like she has some good insights on domestic violence, and she says that Ryan Reynolds is definitely the controlling type who needs his wife to be perfect and do whatever he says, and she's, maybe she's fawning, trying to please him and do whatever he wants. But that chemistry they had in the dance, that was real, and she was not in character, because the scene called for them to do this dance scene where Justin Baldoni, as the actor in his acting role, was supposed to show his romantic interest in her on the dance floor, and she was supposed to be coy and kind of pull away. But she felt uncomfortable with that intimacy, so she started talking a lot because they weren't going to have the audio in the final. But she's very flirtatious with him, and I don't blame her, because if her husband is controlling and neglectful and not giving her any warmth, because controlling people don't give you warmth. They control you, and that's cold. That's rigid. Justin Baldoni emanates warmth, strong sensitivity, the kind of energy that a woman needs to get aroused. And a controlling man cannot arouse you. You cannot be aroused through this domination where you have no choice. You're not free to find your own desire. This is just me all speculating. Just all speculating. But obviously I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a journalist, I'm just speculating. And then she felt very drawn in by his warmth, and Ryan saw that because he's not that kind of man. He's jealous that he's not that kind of man. Okay, now I got it. That's it. He's not just jealous that his wife had some chemistry with Justin on the set. And that's Blake's own fault for not doing her acting job. She stayed in her own persona. But I think he's also jealous because he's not that kind of man. He doesn't know how to be that kind of man. He doesn't know how to collaborate with men or to, like Justin Baldoni is the kind of man who talks about holding hands with other men and holding safe spaces. And I've been around men like that. They're very powerful, like warriors of the earth, I call them. And Ryan Reynolds is like, give me more plastic surgery, make me and my wife look good. We want to be the big power couple. We're going to be controlling. It's all about their ego and their looks. And he doesn't understand how to embrace that softness. So I think he should go to some counseling and learn how to open his heart. That's what Ryan Reynolds needs to do. He needs to learn to open his heart. And then I think his marriage with Blake will improve too. And then this whole lawsuit can go away. This is what I think. Ryan Reynolds needs to open his heart and find his heart, which is like buried under all that ice. He's the ice queen. The ice queen. Because he's good looking. That's all I've got for you guys. Very interesting case. By the way, Donald Trump yesterday signed the order to have all the insider files released on the assassinations of Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and Robert Kennedy. And he wasn't able to do it in his first term because Mike Pompeo told him not to, and he listened to that. Mike Pompeo used to work for the CIA, and I think the CIA was involved in it. You think Trump is corrupt? It's the CIA. Go back all the way to 1963. Go back to the Bush wars, Obama taking us into Libya, Bush taking us into Iraq. All these lies, they've been lying to us since the 60s, the CIA. These files need to come out and our government secrets need to be exposed. I'm not saying Trump is perfect, but some of the things he's doing so far, I kind of like. He's going to do wars. I think he wants to shut down the war in Gaza, but he's going to do war in the West Bank, and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, they're going to make a lot of money building real estate on the West Bank. They're not done. And also, I don't think that Israel is controlling us. I think that we give money to Israel so that we have a foothold in West Asia. Israel is our foothold, our way to have a strong military base in West Asia and keep causing chaos so that they have enough political instability that they can't be strong to be our equal. That's what I think. I'll be back for your comments, and I hope you guys have a great day. Such a nice day out today.